Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me for this yoga practice in Aquarius season. Aquarius is an air sign, often mistaken for a water sign as it is known as the water bearer. But it is in fact an air sign, and its key word is I know. So I invite you to take that in with you to this practice as we open a new year. So the Aquarius sign rules the nervous system in the body. So this yoga practice is intended to soothe and calm the nervous system. And we'll do that by working with breath and linking our breath to our movement. So let's go ahead and start in a reclined position on our mats. Take a moment here on your mat, stretched out, legs long, arms out to your sides. And just take a deep breath and relax the muscles. Feel your body grounding down to the yoga mat. Feel that mat meeting you. And then you can leave your legs stretched out if that feels good for you. Another option that I find a little more comfortable for me is to bend the knees. And we're going to place one hand on the abdomen, one hand on the heart. And we're moving to a wave-like breath pattern. Inhale and push the air to your diaphragm, down into your abdomen, and feel the hand that you have placed there lifting. First, fill the diaphragm, the abdomen, then continue filling, inhaling until you feel your chest rise as well. Breathing into the entire capacity of the lungs here, and then we will exhale, letting the belly drop, and then the chest. And repeat, inhaling into the diaphragm, and then inhaling into the chest. Exhaling, allowing one to fall, and then the other. If you'd like to seal the lips here, if you're able and that feels comfortable for you, seal the lips and breathe through the nostrils. This can create a little extra heat in the body, and if you're in the northern hemisphere with me, it is cold, winter, so the little extra heat building here can feel really nice. Continue like this, and I want you to bring your awareness to the sound of your breath. The sound of the air rushing in and out. Notice that the sound of the air is a little like the sound of the ocean. Just like the ocean, your body contains multitudes. Your body is a universe in of itself. And it can continue expanding through the mind and through energy work.
Now we're going to bring both hands down to the sides, starting with the palms facing the earth. Continue breathing in that same pattern into the diaphragm and then into the chest. This time we're going to link some movement here. So inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Let them touch the ground above your head. And then exhale, push them down. We're going to move slow and steady, making our breath intentional and slow and long. Feel the muscles engaging in the arms here as we inhale to lift. If we go slow, we can really feel the full engagement of those muscles. Exhale, push. Imagine you're pushing yourself through a thick liquid. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, push them to the earth. And then you can leave the arms touching the earth, or you can bring them onto the pelvis. And we're going to move into some pelvic tilts here. When we do this, engage your core so that it is working to drive this movement. So I want you to inhale, lift the belly, and you're pushing your tailbone down to the earth. When you make this movement, you should be able to slide your hand underneath and feel a little gap between your spine and the mat. And then exhale, push your spine down to the mat. Feel a very subtle lifting of the pelvis. We're not getting a big lift like we're going into a bridge. It's just a little tilt. Inhale again, lift the belly. Exhale, push it down. Feel the feet engaging here a little bit as well. We can inhale, lift the belly, pull the feet a little towards the glutes energetically, just turning the muscles on. They don't actually have to move. And then exhale, push the feet away from the glutes. You may feel just a little tension. Good. Inhale, keep it going. Now we are going to transition this movement into a bridge. So on your next inhale, I want you to push your feet firmly into the mat, turn on those glutes, lift the hips to the earth, to the sky, excuse me. Push your hands into the earth. Good. Exhale, slow and steady, roll it down. You're going to start from the top of the spine to ending on the tailbone. And again, inhale, lift into a bridge. Use the core here, really support this movement. Exhale, roll it down. And again, inhale to bridge. Squeeze the glutes, engage the core. Exhale, roll it down. And this time, when you roll it down, keep that movement going and lift the knees towards the chest. We're going to very gently rock here, and I do want to stress gentle. We are working to calm and soothe the nervous system, so our movements will be slow and intentional. We can start off with a little side to side if that feels good. And then I want you to use your breath. Inhale, pull the legs in. Exhale, start to roll a little bit. We're keeping this movement really gentle. I want you to just naturally start to bring a little momentum into the spine. And if we move with breath, we'll keep it slow. Start to lift, and eventually we're gonna roll all the way into a tabletop. So we'll come to seated and continue all the way through. Tabletop position, check that your hands are under your shoulders. Check that your knees are under your hips. This is a supported position. Then inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest for a little cat-cow. You want to keep the breath going here. Matching the movement to the breath. Go ahead and steady your tabletop, come into that still position. And then stretch out that left leg so it is long and the toes are curled under. Feel a little stretching on the back of the leg, the hamstring, the calf, maybe a little in the ankle. And this next movement, I'm going to offer a few options, okay? Option one is to, well, we're all going to use the arm and the leg here at the same time. So option one, bring your arm out in front of you, and it's the opposite arm, so right arm. And we're going to swing the left leg out to the side and the right arm out to the right side. So basically, you can think about sort of your limbs creating a little plus sign here. And then we're going to swing it back. Now that's one option. The second option is to actually lift the leg and lift the arm off of the earth and swing the left leg out right. Left leg to the left, right arm to the right. So we're sort of karate chopping and slicing through the air. We're going to do this a total of 3 times. So whichever option you chose, either arm on the earth or in the air, go ahead and do 3 rounds of movement. And then after your 3rd round of movement, we're going to drop the arm down to the earth. This left leg is going to slow and steady come all the way to the front of the mat. Keep it going forward so that you can get your heel on the ground and your toes pointed to the sky. The other knee is still stacked with the hip. All right, so come up onto the fingertips. Take a deep breath, inhale. I want you to look forward. Don't crank the neck up, but just look forward in front of your mat. Drop the shoulders down. Exhale, bow the head, head to knee. Inhale, lift the chest, looking forward in front of you. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bow. Then we're going to slide that left leg back a few inches so we can plant that foot firmly on the ground. And then we're going to stretch out that right leg a little bit. Okay, so we're just sort of readjusting these legs and coming into a kneeling warrior 1 position. Now your right leg should be a little stretched out behind you, and we want to stay supported through the hips here. So we're not just slumping forward, we're actually pulling those abdominal muscles in and up. Reach the arms high to the sky, and then we're going to bend the elbows, hands interlace at the back of the head. And I want you to imagine for a moment here that your arms are like wings. And we're going to exhale, bring those wings in, pulling the chin down to chest. You can bring this down and curl forward a little bit if that feels good. Find whatever depth of bowing feels appropriate for you. And then we're going to inhale and lift it up. Go ahead and flow through that 3 total times, so 2 more.
Keeping that breath linked to movement. Release the arms all the way to the earth. And then we're going to step back the left leg to that tabletop position. We're going to run through a vinyasa and we're going to take this slow. So if you're wanting a little more energy and you know your foot flow, go ahead and do what feels good for you. Otherwise, we're on the knees for this vinyasa and we're just going to slowly lower to the earth. Now I know I told you a moment ago that you could kind of make this your own. I do still encourage slow movement here. So even if you're a little more advanced, you can challenge yourself by moving slowly through these vinyasa as we come down in particular. And then everybody lift into a little baby cobra here. We're keeping the hands firm, we're using the core, and we're getting just the slightest of back bends, nothing extreme. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push yourself up into a tabletop. Back where we started. Right leg is going to stretch out long, curl the toes under, push back for a little stretching in the hamstring and the calf. And then we're going to repeat what we did on the other side. So you can either lift the right leg and the left arm, or you can keep them balanced on the earth for a little more stability. Either way, I really want you to engage your core here. This left leg and this right arm really shouldn't move, and the torso really shouldn't move. That might be a challenge, but that is the idea. Slow and steady. Go ahead and drop the arm back down, bring this right leg forward. Keep it going all the way so we can get the heel down, toes up, and you feel a nice stretching in the back of that leg. Stay up on your fingertips, and if you need a little extra support, you can always bring a yoga block under the hands here, or a book, a can of beans, anything to support yourself. And then we're going to move with breath. Inhale, look in front of you. Exhale, bow. Move through that 3 times total. Inhaling to lift. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now we're going to slide this right leg back a few inches, plant that foot firmly. If you need to, push your left leg back so it's slightly extended behind you. Inhale, kneeling warrior 1. In your warrior 1, you want to keep, like I mentioned, the core engaged. Also keep these inner thighs squeezing toward each other for engagement there. Lift the arms to the sky, bend the elbows, hands to the back of the head, and we'll do 3 deep bows to the best of your ability. And if you're struggling a little to go slow and link your breath with your movement, and you think that it maybe even seems counterintuitive, know that there is this idea that in yoga, that if we can control our breath and link it to our movement, then we can also control more easily our emotions and our reactions. So working here with breath is actually working on the nervous system to allow a little more time in your responses. Once you've moved through 3 deep bows, we're going to lift the arms high to the sky, bring those arms back down. Step it back to your tabletop. Let's go ahead and take a vinyasa. Again, you can be in a full plank if you want that, if you feeling up for it. You can be on the knees here. We're gonna try to move through this slow. So if you just plop down to the ground, that's totally fine, no worries. If you're able to slowly lower yourself, practice that. Hands flat, baby cobra, lifting here for a gentle back bend. Inhale, lift yourself up, tabletop. And we'll move right into a down dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips to the sky. In your down dog, bend the knees, lift the heels as much as you need to. Hands firmly onto the mat, elbows pointing behind you. Tailbone lifting, heart is melting. Head is relaxed. Bend the knees and we're going to slowly crisscross walk to the top. When you get to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Now hands can be on the earth for that, hands can be on the shins, or hands can be on the thighs, whatever works or whatever is needed for you. And then fold it down. Let's take a moment here of ragdoll. We're going to grasp the elbows with the hands and just hang. Go ahead and release the arms, bend the knees, engage the core, and roll up. Slow, steady, to your mountain pose. Take a moment in your mountain pose, standing strong, feet firmly connected to the earth. Reconnect with your breath if you've lost that. And then we're going to step left leg back. We're going to keep our feet hip width apart here. So keep some, think train tracks here. So these are like triangle legs. At this point, both toes are pointed forward, but I am going to take my rear toes and point them out to the side. So they're at an angle, pointing at like 10 o'clock. Which allows us to go right into a warrior one. In your warrior one, we're going to keep those thighs engaged. Remember, keep your core engaged. Find lift here, reach to the sky. And then we're going to straighten back with this leg again. And we're going to bring the hands to the back of the head. And we're going to flow just like we did in our kneeling warrior one. We're going to bend the knee, exhale. And I want you to just fold to whatever's comfortable for you. Inhale, lift, straighten the leg. When you straighten your legs, try not to lock the knees. Exhale, we're going to bend the knee, fold it forward. Inhale to lift. And again. Ending with our legs straight. Good. From here, we're going to bend this rear leg, and we're just going to step to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands high to the sky. Exhale, fold down the middle. Halfway lift, fold, step it back for a vinyasa. However you choose, go slow. And of course, you always have the option to skip it. Take a child's pose or go into mountain if you'd like to skip. Everyone come to down dog if you're on the ground. Slowly crisscross, walk to the top of the mat. When you get there, halfway lift, fold it down. Bend the knees, root to rise. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to the side. Good, step it back with the right leg this time, coming into our proper leg position for a warrior two. So wide legs like train tracks, right toes, are dialed out to the side, pointing to my 2 o'clock position. Bend that left knee, arms high to the sky. Take your warrior one. And then we're going to inhale to straighten the leg. Bring the hands to the back of the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift. 2 more just like that. Remember, try not to lock the knees. Good. On your last one, bend that rear leg and just go ahead and step it to the top. We will take a final vinyasa here. If you are skipping those, again, feel free to come down to a child's pose to rest. Stay in your mountain. Come into your down dog if you're on the ground. And again, slow, crisscross, walk to the top. Halfway lift when you get there. And then exhale, release. Bend the knees, root to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down, center to the side. All right, again, we're going to step back with the left leg. We're going to come right into our warrior one position. Take a few breaths here. And then we're going to straighten the right leg. Reach forward with that right arm, and then we're going to fold it into a triangle pose. As you fold, your rear foot here is going to point towards the front of your mat. That's going to just reposition that rear leg a little bit. And fold here. We'll take 3 deep breaths. And then step to the top of the mat, bend the knees, root to rise, come all the way up, hands down to center, down to the sides. Step back with that right leg this time, come right into your warrior one. Take a breath, check your legs. Check your core. Good. Straighten that left leg. Reach forward with that left arm, Fold it down. When you get there, reposition that right leg so it points forward. And we're going to fold here for 3 deep breaths.
Get your hands firmly on the ground, bend that knee, the left knee, and we're gonna step back, go down to the knees, and we're just gonna shift right to a seat. From this seated position, you're gonna bring your legs out in front, and we're gonna grip onto the back of the thighs. Gently rock your weight. Go ahead and actually rock your weight back, get onto your toes. All right, so you just have your toes touching, your heels are lifted. Now feel your center of gravity change, engage the core. You'll feel that you're balancing here on your tailbone. Your spine is straight, your shoulders are back. And then you can continue leaning back until you find your toes are lifted. Go ahead and try to bring those shins flat so that they're parallel to the earth. You can continue gripping here. Try to keep that core engagement. That's really what's holding us here. If you're feeling strong, you can go ahead and let go. I'm not feeling strong today, so I'm going to stay into this position. But you could also choose to straighten out the legs, and that will give a little more challenge. Wherever you decide to land, take 3 deep breaths. And then we're going to pull ourselves into a ball. See if you can do this while staying balanced on your tailbone. And then slow and steady, roll back to a reclined position. Keep your knees bent, keep your feet flat onto the floor. Hands come down flat as well. And we're going to do 3 bridges. So you want your heels and your fingertips to be a few inches apart from each other, so they're pretty close. Feet are going to stay hip width apart for good support. And then lift those hips high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bring it down. This time, inhale, lift, bring the arms up with you. Let them rest on the ground, and then exhale, we're gonna sweep the arms down and pull the knees to chest, so we're coming into a ball shape. Let's do that for a total of 3 times. Feet back to the earth. We're going to lift into a bridge, sweep the arms up above. Good. Exhale. Bring it back down. Pull those knees in. One more time. Then we're going to let the back come flat to the mat. Keep the knees here, bent, lifted. And let the arms go out wide into a T. We're going to roll to the left here with the legs, doing a double leg reclined twist. Let your shoulders lay as flat as they can. Let your hips relax. Breathe into the twist. Feel your breath running down the body, expanding into the hips and the thighs. Exhale, letting the spine relax. Inhale, feel the expansion. Exhale, let the spine release. All right, we're going to swing the right leg over and let that help us drive the movement back to center. It just gives us a little extra help. And then we're going to twist to the left, both arms out wide. Take a deep breath and feel the expansion. Exhale, let the hips relax. And the shoulders, let them be as flat as they can. Inhale, expand. Exhale, relax the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Good. On your next exhale, we're going to let that left leg start us back to center. And then we're going to bring both feet to the earth. Right leg comes high to the sky. Take a moment and just feel a stretching along the back of that leg. Try to get your foot flat to the ceiling. And then we're going to bend the knee, get that leg resting on your other thigh. This is your reclined pigeon or figure 4. Both arms are going to go around your left thigh and grip the back of it. If for whatever reason your arms are not able to comfortably grip the back of your thigh, this is a great time to bring in a belt as your prop, or a tie, or a rope, or whatever, bringing that belt around the leg, and that gives you a little extra support to pull the leg. Now, I recommend this if for whatever reason you're not able to hold the leg and keep your back flat. You do want your shoulders to be flat to the earth, for the most part. And your back to be flat, your neck to be flat as well. Pull on that left leg as much as you need to. Feel a nice deep stretch. Keep your feet engaged here and try to keep both shins parallel to the earth. So sort of try to check that posture. Check those feet being pointed to the sky. And then we're going to release that. Keep the feet and legs how they are. Just relax the grip. And with your left foot firmly planted on the ground, we're going to bring this right leg down. So what I'm doing is rotating from the hips. I'm not moving the legs, I'm just rotating from the hips. So I've kept that figure 4 position, and now my right foot is touching the ground, the left foot is not. Well, the side of it is. Okay, if you don't feel any kind of stretching here, check that your knee, your right knee, is pointed to the sky. And you can keep those arms open into a T shape if that feels good. Keep your core engaged here. Use your left leg and maybe your left arm to help lift those legs back to where they were. Keep them in the same position, this figure 4 position, and just rotate your hips to the right. This time your right thigh will be resting on the earth, and your other leg parts won't be. If these leg rotations are not working for you, instead just keep both knees bent and just do a side to side windshield wiper style. Okay, so the rest of you I left off in this position here. Now you're just going to slide your right foot off of the top of that stack. Let your knees come back to a normal bent position. Okay, this time left leg is going to come high to the sky. Stretch it out, feel that along the back of the leg. Try to keep your foot flat to the ceiling. And then we're going to bend the knee coming into that figure 4 or your reclined pigeon. So my right ankle is on top of my left ankle is on top of my right thigh. And then we're going to lift that right thigh towards the arms. We're going to grab onto that thigh. Again, use your support strap or belt or rope if you need to. Pull until you feel a good deep stretching in the glute back here. That's your piriformis muscle. Check your feet, check your shins that they're parallel. And then we're going to release the grip, let that right foot touch the floor, and then rotate your hips so now your left foot is touching the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. You can reach the arms out wide if that feels good. Use your core, engage it, use your right arm if you need to help you lift these legs back to where they were. Keep them in this position, rotate to the left this time, just getting this left thigh on the earth. Everything else is sort of hovering up here. And again, if any of these rotations don't work for you, do a bent knee, windshield wiper, side to side. Then if you're in this position with me, we're going to let this left leg slide off the top. Bring our knees back to this bent leg position. And then we're going to bring both legs up straight as they can be, while also keeping your feet flat to the ceiling. Waterfall position. Now we can bend the knees as much as you need to. If you feel a little shaky here, that's totally fine, totally normal. And then we're going to exhale, squeeze into a ball shape. Inhale, waterfall. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, waterfall. And exhale, squeeze. Inhale, waterfall. We're going to hold this here for a few breaths. And then let those legs bend. Bring the feet flat to the earth, how we were earlier. One hand on the abdomen, one hand on the heart. And I want you to take a few breaths, tapping into that wave-like motion of the body. The ocean-like sound of the breath. And then we're gonna relax the arms down to either side. Let the legs long and straight. Relax the shoulders. Tuck your chin gently towards your chest. And we'll spend some time in Savasana. Let your breath return to normal. Relax the jaw, part the lips. Close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Tuck the shoulder blades. And relax the arms and hands. Relax the hips and the back. Relax the legs and the feet. Feel free to stay in your Savasana as long as you like. We are going to come out of Savasana now if you're ready. Bring gentle movement into the fingers and the feet. Roll a little through the arms and legs. Take a full body stretch. And we'll roll to one side to a fetal position, resting the head on my bicep, the other hand on the earth. And then we'll use that other hand to push up into a seated position. Let's close our practice with one chant of Om. Take a deep breath, lift the arms high to the sky. Take a moment here, thank yourself for this practice. Bring the hands to the heart. Take one deep breath here and we will chant. Thank you all for joining me for this yoga practice in Aquarius season. I hope that it helps bring some calming, soothingness to the body.